Just talking about denim, right? Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean, are we really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded?
We are going to dive into the culture wars today because Sydney Sweeney, you know this girl, I know her from White Lotus. She's in another show, or was in another show called Euphoria, but she's basically a sexy young chick, and American Eagle brought her on to do some advertisements, and it's the reaction to it in a positive sense and then the reaction to it in a negative sense perfectly encapsulates everything we've been going through for the last decade or so with the culture wars. So that's going to set us up. Then we'll get to some Trump wins, particularly as it pertains to these trade deals with Europe and a bunch of other stuff. But let's just dive right in. So this ad came out from American Eagle in the last week or so, and this is actress Sydney Sweeney, who's a great actress, by the way. Again, I only watched White Lotus. I haven't seen the show Euphoria, though the guy said it was pretty good. But she's really a wonderful actress. She's obviously hot, pretty, sexy, whatever you want to call it. And here she is in American Eagle's newest jeans ad.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
All right, first off, the guys have requested that we replay that ad 3 times in a row. Is that okay with you? No, we're not going to do that. But you can see why people like it, right? They're pushing their genes. She's hot. She's got boobs. Some dudes are into chicks with boobs. Like, you guys get it. She has lips. The thing's open at the bottom. They're trying to sell something. It all makes sense, right? It makes sense. You may not like it, but it makes sense why they're trying to do it. And this is the type of thing that a giant corporation over the last couple of years would not have done, right? Because they were always it was about fat empowerment and obese empowerment and triple fat empowerment, and you got to be this color, that color. She's just a hot young chick. It's as simple as that. They're trying to sell jeans and get people talking, which is exactly what they're doing. So I want to show you an ad from 2019 American Eagle versus 2025 American Eagle. Now in 2019, you have, I don't care about the race thing, right? And I know you watching this don't care about the race thing, but these people were trying to sell jeans. So what you have there, you get the colors, the big ass, and that was the body that they were going for, trying to sell in 2019. And their numbers and the amount of people that were showing up at their stores and all of the malls and everything started dumping out. Now you get hot girl fit. Obviously, you're trying to sell something. This isn't rocket science. So you can already see where we're going with the show today. The point of all of this, of course, is that in these 6 years, the culture has shifted. Somehow, they, whoever you want to say they is, the corporate structure of America pushed all of this gender queer, we love fat ass people on top of you, and they have to be all the colors of Benetton, right? And now the culture has shifted back, right? And then what happens when you actually start doing something that's sexy and interesting and people are into it? Well, listen to this. On X, Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle promo has increased the company's worth by $300 million in 24 hours, proving yet again that putting attractive people in your ads can do wonders for your brand, to the surprise of nobody. Am I right? That's by a Twitter, an X user, Endymion. And yes, of course, this is how advertising has always worked until the wokesters jumped on top, again, of the corporate structure. And they told us that all of the weird things were supposed to be the center that we were supposed to care about. And anything that was sexy or good, or if you were fit or whatever else it might be, that would be bad. Don't take my word for it, though, as I finish this delicious bathwater. Are you stuck in the yo-yo dieting cycle? You lose weight, gain it all back, plus a few extra pounds, then do it all over again? It's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Studies show that repeated weight fluctuations can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other serious health problems. That's why doctors created Lean, a supplement designed to help you lose weight and keep it off. Unlike injections, Lean is a natural science-backed formula that requires no prescription. It works by supporting healthy blood sugar levels, controlling appetite, and burning fat by converting it into energy. If you're tired of losing weight just to gain it right back and you're ready to lose weight at a healthy, sustainable pace, Lean was made for you. Get 20% off your first order with code Rubin20 at takelean.com. That's Rubin20 at takelean.com. Start your journey today. Here's Clay Travis.
My social media algorithms saw Sydney Sweeney in a tank top and tight jeans at a car, and they were like, hey, let's feed this to Clay. I don't know how that happened. That video just ended up on my timeline because a store called American Eagle decided that they were going to sign Sydney Sweeney as their chief spokesperson. And this thing went mega viral. The stock was up like a couple of $100 million since they've announced it. They replaced fat, unattractive models with attractive models. And you're going to think this is ridiculous, but I actually think it's evidence of the culture healing. I watched the Victoria's Secret, like the Christmas special, and then I went and bought like $200 of lingerie. So yes, I am susceptible to advertising. My wife was like, you bought everything in the whole store, basically. I was like, I think you're going to look amazing in it.
Wait, it was for his wife. I thought he was buying that's for himself. I got to tell you guys. Delish, Sydney, delish. Okay. So you see the culture has shifted. You see we're going back to, something is aspirational. That's what ads used to be, right? They were selling something, right? You would think about when they were selling cigarettes a long time ago. It would be a man in a very nice suit with a very hot woman, and he was smoking and she liked it, and they were selling cigarettes. Advertising is something, it makes you want to be part of something. They want to sell you a car. They're selling you an idea. They want to sell you an energy drink. It's like, what's that going to do when you're playing ball? It's something. But then they decided, all of our clothes should be for fat people. We should focus on their genitals and all this stuff. It doesn't work. So now I want to show you a little bit of the reaction to it, because I think it quite well captures what is happening with the brain broken woke side of things. We're going to show you two videos on this. Here is what do we call them? I mean, just, a miserable woman who does not like Sydney Sweeney.
Did American Eagle just run an ad for eugenics? Totally just talking about denim, right? Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean, are we really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded? Look, I'm not saying that Sydney Sweeney personally wrote this ad to revive the Third Reich, but American Eagle absolutely knew what they were doing here. You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster and expect people not to catch that reference.
All right, lady, you're bananas, but she represents, I would say, much of what is wrong with the left, right? Like if you show them anything that's not good, isn't the word. You show them something that's sexy, that is aspirational. If you're a young woman, you don't have to be, Sydney Sweeney's obviously stunningly gorgeous, right? You don't have to be perfect like her. Your boobs don't have to be perfect like her, and your waist doesn't have to be perfect like her, and all of that stuff. And might I say, your bathwater doesn't have to taste as good as Sydney Sweeney's, but advertisements are aspirational. So you watching that you somehow think American Eagle, they sat around, think how absolutely absurd this is, that they sat around in a boardroom and they were like, well, we're all fascists here. We're fascist capitalists. And what we want to do is take a hot chick, put her in our advertisement so that we can bring back the Nazis. At least she acknowledged that Sydney didn't write the ad herself. That was pretty good. But here's another one of these type of ladies that seem to be confused about everything.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
No, it isn't. She happens to be blonde and has blue eyes, and she is fit. And people like that. I don't even know if that's her real hair color. But what are you saying? The implication is that you can only, so what do we can only put brunette people with brown eyes in advertisements? Because that would be anti-Nazi? None of this makes sense.